Welcome back to another video, guys. My name is Mark Flores and you're watching The Minute Mark. I'm joined today by a very special guest and I'm very excited to showcase some of his collection. Mr. Pete Mitchell, thank you for joining us today.
Mark, my brother, my pleasure. Great to be here with you and your viewers, and Allie, great to see you both.
Awesome, and I met you about a year ago. I know you have a serious collection when it comes to watches, but you're into other things as well. Do you mind sharing what else you're into?
Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you. You know, I mean, compared to everybody in the biz and so forth, I'm way older, right? But I don't have kids, and I decided one day, I said, you know what? I want to pass along knowledge. You know, if you want to go far and meaningful and deep in life, you go with others. So I'm going to share everything I do. I started my own channel. My wife and I don't have kids, and so you know what? Cars, watches, wine, Cuban cigars, jewelry, men's and women's fashion, and other cool subjects, issues, nonpartisan politics. I'll just be guiding you and giving you everything I know, so hopefully it's just a great experience and we have fun together.
Of course, and if you want to check out any of his other channels, they'll be linked in the description down below. And I look forward to seeing you guys grow as a channel. And let's get into the watches. I'm very excited for today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. So, you know, the biggest thing, for those of you that know, I always give props to people that are so passionate insiders, and I love everybody. You know, there's a big network. So I'm going to mention both of you a lot and other stuff, and then I always give credit to a lot of people who helped make me. You know, Happy Jewelers in Fullerton were the ones 25 years ago. We started together with Gabe and Danny Eric, and they're just amazing. They're the biggest secondary watch, you know, store in the country, and custom jewelry. And I can't tell you how much they taught me and inspired me, and oh, do we have some fun together. And now I've really been working the relationships. And then I'm wearing two special ones, and then I brought just a little bit of a sample, so hopefully your readers, and I love it. This was given to me, the Rolex official box. It's so cool.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, swag is good. So if you get any free gifts, pens, watches, you know, display cases.
Ask for it all.
It's great. So I brought a nice little sample of 12 watches that mean a lot to me, and I'm wearing two really cool ones.
You know, these are all very beautiful. One right out the bat sticks out, something I'm very familiar with, and of course we'll get into it. What are we wearing on the wrist today?
So I'm super excited. You know, the market on secondary has been soft. We all know that, and so we've all done well, both from a financial and collector standpoint for the decades. So I always buy up in a tough market, whether it's stocks, real estate, cars, anything you have, you know, have the guts to go into the win if you know what you're buying is good. So I've been selling stuff, and you know, for those of you that collect, you have to have insurance, you have to go to your bank, you have to take them out. So you really want to have less watches and better watches. Minute Mark, I love that name, by the way.
That's great. Genius.
It's genius.
I appreciate it.
And so I literally have been buying up, and you can buy steals and deals in a great market. And so the first one I want to show you is a off-catalog VVIP Rolex that I never thought one of them I would get. And this is the Sky-Dweller Meteorite, and it's super rare, and I'll even put some light on it for the viewers to see. So this watch hit 450, 475 at the height of 2021, 2022. Brand new. Sky-Dweller is their most complicated piece because it has the annual calendar, factory baguette, factory meteorite, factory pave. And look at this on an oyster flex, and I want you to see this one. But this thing is crazy, and I bought it for a steal.
Yeah. And we'll get a closer shot, of course.
Absolutely.
This is gorgeous.
Please.
And of course, a meteorite dial, no two dials are going to be the same, which is what makes it your individual watch. If you were to put this down on the ground with someone else's meteorite dial, I'm sure you could pick yours apart.
I'm sure that's right, and you're spot on. You know, the Meteorite are active, they're fun. This watch took everybody's breath away, none more than mine. And even at Happy Jewelers, Danny shot it and did some work on it. All the other dealers I go to for different watch brands, they even said, Pete, it's just stunning.
Gorgeous piece. Gorgeous piece.
It's crazy, right?
I always tell people, you know it's serious when it's on the rubber band. Usually precious metals are found on the rubber band. I love this so much.
Do you like oyster flex still?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Now, what's crazy is I don't know. I've been told they make 20 pieces a year, plus or minus on this. So whatever that is, it's very limited. They make one on full bracelet pave. Now, I know that is limited to a set amount of pieces, so that may be 20 ever. And that one's still trading for $850 to $1 million.
Wow.
Is that crazy? But isn't that just a gorgeous, crazy piece?
And obviously you're not looking to sell, but do you often catch yourself yourself looking at the numbers every so often to see how your investments are doing?
Yeah, and none of us are unlimited money, time, and bank storage. And so you really, I always tell people, and you'll hear this from people like you all and all the dealers, you must buy what you love. Please wear it and enjoy it. It doesn't matter how small, modest, and you think by dollars. It's not about that. It's about, do you love it? Does it give you joy? Is the dial pretty? Is the colors? And so I need to wear it, need to love it, but again, we don't have unlimited money or time. So if they're doing terrible and I die and everything lost 80% of its value, that's not really meaningful for whoever, my wife and I give everything away to someday. So it's nice to know at least that you're buying them stable.
That makes sense.
Makes sense?
Yes.
Right? And now we've got a first, which I don't think anybody has seen this watch yet, and I wanted to share it with you and your viewers. So 4 weeks ago, I'm a LVMH, one of the great companies in the world, client, and I saw a piece, when I have insomnia in the morning, typical, I have businesses, and so I get up, start reading 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and I saw one and I'm like, oh my God, it's my favorite thing in the world. Oh my God, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get it, but if you don't try, you never have a chance. And so I started emailing and texting people, and sure enough, my relationship with one of the Zenith dealers here in Newport, 1916. Valerie's a great salesperson there, and she made calls and met Jessica, the incredible sales rep. So there's only 2 in the US, and one was the boutique. So what an honor. They flew it out for me. The brand new, just released 4 weeks ago, the Zenith white gold rainbow.
Wow. Wow.
There is, I was told 1, so maybe it's 4 weeks now, maybe there's 2, 3, or 4. I hope so others can enjoy it too. But I'm a rainbow collector, as you know. I love rainbows. I have 2 others, one from Chopard and one an original Rolex rainbow.
Is it the Alpine Eagle?
It is the Alpine Eagle. Great. On white gold with the full, you saw it, remember?
When you see something like that, you just, you remember it.
It's incredible.
You remember it.
If I could wear rainbow all day, just somewhere over the rainbow, it makes me super happy.
Yeah.
Right? And this thing, and I'm gonna show you, so to have the Zenith, for those of you that know watches better than I do, Zenith was the movement in the Rolex Daytona a long time ago.
Yes.
And they have an incredible 1/100. This is not a normal speed for a chrono. If you push that top button, look how fast the engine on there goes around.
Wow.
So this is the 1/100 speed, almost like a centograph from FP Journe, which is a stunning movement. And this thing is a classic, beautiful depiction, not only the sapphires, with the sapphire on the dial, but it also has a diamond on 10 diamonds for every representation for the speed on there. So I just think this is stunning. I'm gonna go and show it, and Zenith couldn't be, and the team there, I'm eternally grateful to them and to 1916 and the whole company. Isn't this fun?
That's gorgeous. Sizing on that looks to be a 40 millimeter.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's 40, 41. I think it's right in there. And I can't tell you how, when I saw, I still can't believe it, because you feel unworthy. You know how many, there's incredible movie stars. There's Mr. Wahlberg and Jay-Z and all these incredible celebs. And so you're just so lucky to get one.
Yeah. Obviously, you're always on business calls, meeting people. In your eyes, is a first impression always based on someone's watch? Do you see yourself maybe looking at someone's watch to maybe guess what type of person they are?
So it's a great question. So I think we all, need to remember who we are and where we came from, and we all wear our pants or skirts in the morning. And so I think what matters is the person's, smile and character and how kind they are, and whether you have a penny to your name or more, you're blessed. But I tell people, never give up. All of us come from nothing. Do lots of jobs, work. Does having a good watch in business hurt? No. I don't think it makes the person, but for me, I'm not particularly good looking guy at all, so I can use all the help I can get. So if a watch or clothes helps me and it makes me feel better, great. But I think clothes, being clean, being presentable, being on time, but a watch never hurts.
Awesome.
That's my sense.
Now, obviously, we have quite the collection here. I'd like to start off with maybe your most valuable piece and your most sentimentally valuable piece.
So I'm wearing this one's probably up there and most valuable, but let me give you one that is just a joy, and we did the release with the Happy Jeweler shoot, and this is the very rare Chopard Equation of Time. This has 2 more complications than even the Sky Moon Tourbillon from Patek Philippe. This is only defeated in the amount of complications by the Grandmaster Chime from Patek Philippe. So can you believe I was blessed enough? This came into Happy Jewelers, and look at the gorgeous, the cloisonne, how bright the dial is, Roman numerals, the tourbillon, the perpetual calendar, and then boy do I have a surprise for you, because you're like, how can this be over 12 complications with just what I saw there? Well, my man, look at this. This has the two-sided, so this has to Geneva, the day and night, the equation of time, the sunrise, the sunset, and etc. So I believe this is 14 complications.
I see. Yes.
Do you see the numbering on the back, Mark?
Yes.
Do you see what number it says?
150.
1 of 15. So they made 15 pieces, and to think that piece, and I'm a Chopard client and love Chopard, and am so honored to have Jean-Louis at the boutique, and Johann in Geneva, and the family themselves. I've met them. To be able to have piece 1, and piece 1 had the diamond dial. And I gotta tell you, I think this out the door went for $440 plus tax. And for me to get it for a song, because somebody, I guess, didn't love it. I mean, when I say song, I mean even way more inexpensive than this one. I mean, so between my Rolex Rainbow, this, and that, it's pretty crazy. You know, can you believe it? Like, to get that. I mean, that thing feels good. I don't have big wrists, but that thing feels great. I call it the hamburger because it's so big, and so literally, you feel like you feel like a baller when you wear it. You know, I'm like, oh, I have a big watch on.
Wow.
Chopard, if you didn't all know, for your wonderful viewers, they were originally a watch company, not a jewelry company. Oh, thank you. And can you believe they started, and the parents are amazing, and the son and daughter run it, and they're incredible business people, and one does the jewelry and one does the watches, and they've been coming back like a freight train. Their watches, their movements, their colors. To me, if a dial pops and it has that beauty, you know, and you work in the biz, so you know. And I mean, this is just. I just want to keep telling people, you know, besides FP Journe, the #1, Patek Philippe, Rolex, etc., AP, I think Chopard is just incredible brand.
I'm very, very impressed with that.
You know, their gem set. Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. You point and shoot, whatever you want.
What's the deal with the Mickey Mouse watch?
So, tied for my first most sentimental watch. This one. I worked and started in politics, and a prominent businessman who was a planning commissioner, city councilman, mayor, state senator, U.S. senator, and he represented the beautiful area of Anaheim, gave me this. So this is my first watch, pretty much, and it's from him. And I love Disney. It's one of the greatest companies and global brands and place for joy for your family in the world. So I know it may only be a few bucks, and it's a little scuffed, but it still looks good. What do you think?
I love it.
Do you like my Mickey watch?
I'm a big fan of Pink Floyd, and they once came out with a movie a while ago, and one of the main characters had a Mickey Mouse watch on before Comfortably Numb played, and this is what reminds me of it.
Right?
The hands are amazing.
Right? And it's not a Gerald Genta, you know, that's a famous Mickey. You know, I one day, you know, they make a famous, you know, from Mr. Genta, who's such a famous watchmaker. This is just a normal one off Main Street, you know, but the boss bought it for me, and it means the world, you know.
I'm sorry, how old did you say this was?
I think I got it in 1988 or 89.
Okay. You know it's on the vintage side when it has the elastic band. I love that.
And if I'm wrong, 1990.
Okay,
but I think it's close.
Yeah. Beautiful piece. Sentimental. Means sometimes more than value.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it's, you know, it's what we're, by the way, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a Tudor Black Bay 54. So the reason I have this on is 1954 was the year my mother was born. So I connected the dots in that aspect, and it just wears beautifully. There's nothing like a classic 70-year-old design that's been tried and true.
Yeah, I think Tudor is remarkable. You have the Rolex quality and movement. And you have such a beautiful price point that that could be the most significant watch, and it doesn't have to be. Everybody dreams for a Rolex sub. I think Tudor has taken the world by storm, and so great piece.
Thank you. And obviously they're coming out with a lot of cool new pieces, especially last year, in my opinion. You were at Watches and Wonders last year. Did they steal the show with maybe the pink chronograph or the Black Bay 58 GMT?
Yes, yes and yes.
Okay.
So the answer is both. It stole my heart, and then when I saw how it went from such a fair, modestly priced, the pink chrono, to just under 6,000 out the door, I believe, without tax, or I'm close. And to think it hit 45,000 on the secondary market, my jaw dropped. So it's something that has beauty and to have value. And so to explain, I know many of you know this because Tudor is part of the Rolex family. Rolex always does really beautiful, clean dials in the in the OP area, just a color dial, and it'll be usually a 41 OP, and they make a 36 OP. But the candy pink Rolex only came in 36.
Yes.
So for those of us that are collectors, the Tudor piece, we went gaga over because we're like, oh my God, it solves the problem. Now you can have both a 41 and a 36.
Oh yeah, and we have a pink one here.
And I just think it's just beautiful. Jubilee bracelet. I think this is every bit of just an amazing quality piece. The price came back down to earth, so it's not brutal on the secondary market, but it's not what you pay retail.
Pink on a bigger watch is very, very ballsy, very daring, and I'm glad they did this. Of course, David Beckham is the ambassador for Tudor, so that's why the color of the dial is pink. He owns Inter Miami, which is a soccer club team, and they're known for those Miami pink colors.
They sure are. And Mark Wahlberg wears one. And they have a new release out, so my heart is skipping a beat when I saw it because I am a Tiffany blue fanatic. I love Tiffany. I am a customer. I'm an enthusiast. My wife knows jewelry and sold watches decades ago. And so they are hitting the colors and the movements like a Jubilee bracelet perfectly for Rolex. And they know exactly how to market what people want right now. You know?
What do you prefer at the end of the day, this pink or that flamingo blue?
The answer is yes.
Okay.
And so I'm going to wear both. If God gives me the blue one, which I don't have yet, I'm going to wear both.
I see.
You know, because I can't tell you how much my nieces keep stealing my Rolex 36 pink to wear.
Yeah.
And they keep trying to take it. And our new goddaughter means more to me than I could put into words. And they taught her Wolex is one of her first words.
Wolex.
So they're really working me over to give that watch up, and I ain't giving it up yet.
I see.
You know?
I see. Next month you will be partaking in Watches and Wonders. How do you know which pieces you want to take and showcase?
It's a problem because you have security, you have limitations, you only have 2 wrists to wear. But my friend I met there, and I see it at Ferrari and F1 events and at Watches and Wonders, Mr. Wonderful himself from the Shark Tank. And Kevin brings so many watches, it's crazy. I don't know how he does it. I have a whole lot less than him, and he knows a whole lot more, but I think you have to bring at least one from your favorite brands.
I see.
Right?
Yeah, and also I did want to ask you a question. Being in Orange County, Los Angeles, how do you navigate safety when wearing watches? Are there certain places you avoid? Are there certain things you avoid doing, such as pumping your own gas? How do you
Great
go on
question.
safety?
Yeah, great question. I also work in public safety, law enforcement, so I'm pretty aware of my surroundings. I tell people, look, you keep everything insured, you keep it in the bank vault. And it does suck. You have to go out and take them out. So you wear one per week or whatever that happens, but it is what it is. And you should always go into well-lit areas. You should not wear something super expensive if it's flashy and you're in an unprotected dark area. But I know there have been previously during COVID heists on Rodeo Drive. People are brazen. It's not worth your life. That's why I want you to have them insured. But just, be cautious of your surroundings. And when in doubt, take your stuff off and put it in your pocket or your purse. And just, go real mod. Go with nothing. But your Apple Watch or something on, or my Mickey watch.
Yes. Oh, that would hurt to lose, though.
That would hurt. I don't think they're taking this, though. Yeah. I'm just saying.
You're not going out without a fight on that
one. I agree. That's fighting words. But I don't think it's going on. But I love that you said that for your viewers, because between common sense security, putting them away if you're walking or not sure, and it's not worth your life. Give it if you have to.
I agree. Now, of course, having all of this money and being able to buy these beautiful pieces, money, of course, opens a lot of doors. Is it frustrating when certain pieces are allocation-based, or do you enjoy the hunt?
So it is frustrating, and I have to buy, for me, because we don't have unlimited money, time, or bank storage. So I make sure we buy the best deal possible, whether that's from a boutique, authorized dealer, or whether you buy it secondary market. So my opinion is you be very frugal and careful, and it's really good because the secondary market being so depressed, and I think it's going to get even softer, so it's a time to buy or sell and trade up.
I see.
And I think it's really important to buy a great deal. When I want to watch, you know, anybody wants to watch, is it frustrating you can't get it because you know it's the best price? Yes. It is what it is. That's what I always say. But to finally get one early, you know, it gave me so much joy. I can't believe it. I validated myself now, right? I'm all good.
Thank you for showing me this.
Thank you, bro.
What is the biggest, if you know brand currently?
Yeah, there's no question. It's a Grand Slam walk-off home run. You ready? FP Journe. Francois Paul Journe is still alive, amazing man, looks great, young, Frenchman, and he's not just one of the great ones who's one of the only originals still alive. He is one of the great of all times with the Masters. So you can go back to 1865 and when Zenith was found, and some of the great Breguet and Patek Philippe company and Rolex company. And he is the most precise, fastidious, relentless pursuit of small quantity and complication and precision you've ever seen. It is without even close. Mr. Journe is, and his brother runs the Los Angeles boutique, and they are only, I believe, 12 salons around the world, and they have 1,000 watches. That's it. They might be 950.
Wow.
And only 200 are quartz, and their quartz is so special. If you don't wear the movement, it saves battery power, and then it could be a year or 2 years or 3 years later. If you pick up the Elegante, it finds the quickest way to time because it has memory. And then it goes back to precision, hyper precision, the exact time. And so, 700 plus, movements and 200 quartz, 900, 950, 1,000. You have to love and appreciate that quality, and you have to be on a long waiting list.
I see. And if someone wanted to meet Mr. Journe, do you recommend going to certain events? How, of course, Watches and Wonders is maybe the opportunity to meet these people. How do you meet these people?
Yeah, it's really a challenge. I think, people in the business, you're an insider, both of you, people respect people that are passionate about watches. If you get a new one, you shouldn't sell it. The boutique put their trust in you. If you buy something secondary market and you overpaid, it's understandable. You may have to better yourself, But on these things, if you see big name people at watch shows or personalities, watch them on TV and show up, try to get their autograph or get their attention. I think everybody will be seen at Watches and Wonders. FP Journe, I don't believe, sets a table or a boutique inside the convention center, so they're so bespoke. If you have the chance to go to Geneva, you can see everybody there because everybody eventually makes their way to their boutique in Geneva. But also, if you get a chance and you're allowed to visit the boutique for FP Journe in West Hollywood on Sunset, I recommend going and meet Laurent, his brother.
Oh wow, okay.
His brother is there, and he's the real deal. I mean, they are passionate, beautiful people, that whole team, and they are just relentlessly focused on making sure his vision is enacted and sold. And I brought one for you today.
I see one. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I knew that would catch your eye. So there are very expensive Journes. This is one that is so desired by collectors. This is the CB, the Chronometra Blue. And so
that blue just shines.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
I've been told by them they're so fastidious about perfection that they reject so many of the dials. So it has to come out absolutely perfect. And this is, I believe, tantalum metal, so much different to work with. And you can see the fit and finish. And I had them. Kenny's the wonderful boutique director under Laurent, and Kenny, and I told him, I said, I would love to see a caramel strap. So orange, I wore an orange and blue jacket, one of my, fashion, things. This is created by Ron Vigiano in Orange County. And so because it was blue and orange, I'm like, you know what? That's the Journe to wear today, right? Isn't that just, it's thin, it is precise, it is luxurious, It is bespoke, and it's only, and forgive me, watches can be so expensive. Like it's $40,000 plus or minus, whatever the exact number. But I believe on the secondary market it's 80 or 90,000. So it's over double.
Yeah. One of my favorite aspects is the numbers get smaller next to the subdial.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Good
Sometimes symmetry is not the answer. Something that's not symmetrical is more fun to look at.
I agree, and it has those white bone, hands which are so stark against that that beautiful like cloisonne type structure. The way they did the dial with the, their process is so perfected, and that watch means the world. Thin, gorgeous, bespoke, limited, and so valuable to me. That one, you have to pry it out of. I think I might be buried with that one when I go someday. This one I don't want to leave it to anybody. And this is my first one that I was blessed to get, and it took me a year and a half. It took me a year and a half.
And right next to it, I see another very, very iconic piece. We have a beautiful RM.
We do, and thanks to Danny and Gabe at Happy Jewelers. And this is the funny story one: RM30, factory rose gold, factory diamond pave, and titanium and black diamonds on the side. And this is one I wasn't sure, so Danny says, "Pete, I got it for a steal. Take it." And I wore it, and I don't know why. I was like, I don't know. And then finally he's like, "Hey, if you don't want it, I'll take it back." And I knew it was super valuable then. So I go, "No, I'm going to hang on to it." And Danny was crushed because he had a VIP client that wanted it really bad. So this one, I believe, I could be wrong, I believe it went for $220 to $240 new. I got it for $175 brand new. And it hit when I brought it to Geneva last year. I was getting offers $375, $425 for this watch. And so it went through the roof. Very hard to find. You'll see a white gold version, but I haven't seen many rose golds. I don't track where it is now in the market. I'm guessing it's $350.
Gorgeous piece.
Isn't it a great piece?
Yeah, and if you're into motorsports, of course, this brand is something that resonates with you.
It does. I'm my passion and love for Ferrari, all things Ferrariista. Ferrari corporate, got to meet the CEO, Ferrari Newport Beach, and that's their watch. And Charles and now Lewis wear it, and they get the Italy version, like a carbon with red and green with the Italian flag. And I wish it wasn't so pricey on the secondary market, because that would be a cool watch to have. I think this piece is great, and I have a different color strap. I have an orange strap too.
Oh yeah. Did it take you a while to get into some of the more factory diamond pieces? Were you always into the diamonds, or did you keep it simple?
Yeah,
at first.
I can't lie. And Danny and Gabe would laugh when they see this, because they're always like, "I can't understand why you like diamonds. You're a guy." And I'm like, "I don't know. It's just pretty, But I like, the gorgeousness of the colors now. Colors are more important. But how can you not? It sparkles, and you're like, oh my God. Maybe I'll just blame it on my wife. She made me, ruin me, and
with the jewelry background.
Yeah, her jewelry background. But I'm fibbing. I just like the way it looks. And I always get that. And how lucky, we saw the Chopard wood diamond dial. We saw this, and there's a few more we'll show. But I think this is just a stunning piece.
It's a beautiful piece.
Right.
Breitling. How'd you get into the Breitling?
Well, I've always loved Breitling. And I have a beautiful, Steve and Judy Pattis have beautiful boutiques, and one in Napa with its own Napa wine bar. And so I got a really gorgeous limited Breitling on black strap, and then it made me want to get a few more. And so I've been getting a few more as we go, and so I have so many now, and they're just gorgeous. And this one is the crazy one I wanted you to see. Most people don't know about the emergency Breitling watch.
In case of an emergency, it pings something, right?
Yeah.
Sends an SOS.
Have you ever heard about this? Yeah.
Very faintly, but I would love to hear your...
This is like the light titanium. This is registered, and you pull it out, and it actually has the low and high frequency antenna, so you will be tracked by ground-based and satellites, so they will find you anywhere in the world, and it can only be open if there's an emergency, and if not, you get a big fine. So you're a rock climber, you're a boater, you're on a plane, and it is so light and beautiful, so it has digital and analog time. And this is another big, biscuit hamburger. Feel how big and how beautiful it is, and it's so
super
easy
light.
to wear. It's so easy to wear. That's the lightest one of their models on that.
Do you mind showing me how to take this off?
You can't.
I'm just kidding. I know.
You're so funny. You got me on that one. Because I'm like, man, if that thing beeps,
Imagine I
I'm
accidentally
paying a
took
big fine. And it has a special charger, and that thing is just so cool, right? How many of those do you see?
It even says replace battery by so-and-so.
And it's due.
Yeah.
I have to take it in the boutique.
Thank God no emergencies yet.
No emergencies, but I wear it when I travel. You know, if you're in the water or something, it's cool to know in case something, heaven forbid, would happen. But they will find you.
Yeah, and that's what it's for.
And I don't think many people have seen this piece.
Yeah. Breitling, was it really, really big maybe 20 years ago in the 90s, early 2000s? Were they much bigger in terms of popularity? Yeah,
I think so. I think they're hitting it out of the park, and they're doing some great pieces. They're co-branding smartly on the NFL teams. So I bought a couple of those for some favorite teams. Yeah. And one I really love, simple, and it came on a stainless bracelet, and it's limited, and I love orange. And I just went on Amazon and bought these gorgeous straps, you know, silicone, super inexpensive. I have all the watch tools and the quick release. And so I love that I could put a comfortable strap, and this is the Kelly Slater, you know, blue-orange, so limited, looks great, water, of course, resistant and proof, feels great, and limited, and what do you think about it? I think it looks great.
And Kelly Slater, of course, is a professional surfer. This is a perfect watch to take into the water. Super thin, very legible, fun.
Yeah, and if you didn't, wouldn't you wear that?
I would.
Anywhere. I would wear it every day.
This bezel action, satisfying.
Isn't that cool, that click? I mean, Breitling makes quality pieces. On the secondary market, you can find steals.
Yeah. Gorgeous piece right here.
Yeah.
It's cool you have two Breitlings.
Oh, yeah. I have more, but I brought two because, you know, I have a Tiffany blue because Tiffany's my soft spot, the blue, and then, you know, I have a yellow, and then you become psychotic. So you have to really just pick the ones you want and don't go overboard. Because, you know, you go through these phases in watch collecting, and you're like, I have to have all of this, and I have to have all of this. And after a while, you're like, no, I'm just content with, you know, certain ones.
Oh, yeah. Breitling, of course, big on aviation. We have another one that's big on aviation, IWC.
Oh, we sure do. And, you know, I use the name Pete Maverick Mitchell. And I needed something going for me in 1986 when I was in college. I was pretty nerdy, and even though I joined the best fraternity in the world, Sigma Alpha Epsilon, that helped me. I was around a bunch of stud athletes and guys I really looked up to and still do to this day. And so, but by the grace of God, I have the same name as Tom Cruise because it was Lieutenant, now Captain Pete Mitchell, and that's why my nickname's Maverick.
Wow.
So on my channel, it's Pete Maverick Mitchell, and I love this piece. So this is a tribute to Top Gun.
Yeah. By the way, first Top Gun or second Top Gun? Which one was better?
Well, I didn't think they could do better than the first one, and I saw the second one, and it was stunning.
Right.
It was stunning. I mean, it was so good the way they tied all the characters, and Tom Cruise looks, I've never seen somebody that looks as good or better, and he's, you know, whatever, 30 years older.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the man's a genius, and he's an incredible fitness and stunt, you know, person. And so I love both. If you said you cannot say both and you cannot say tied, 51% Top Gun 2, 49% Top Gun 1, but it's a coin flip. They're that good. And this one, you know, I do law enforcement work, and I love, my dad was World War II and military, and I love the military, and this was a tribute to that Top Gun fighter school. And look how, with the simple, clean dial and face, on strap, can't be any easier to read or see, and to have a little tribute. I just think that's a great watch.
Super legible.
Right? You can't beat it.
Yeah. Ali and I always partake in the Miramar Air Show. People are always wearing Breitling and IWC. It's a must.
I mean, it's just a great piece. And they have, you know, do you want ceramic? Do you want a different color? Do you want a perpetual calendar? They do great stuff. They and IWC make some of the absolute best watches for the money out there. Breitling and, IWC make the best, and IWC is just killing it.
Yeah. Switching over from aviation to motorsports, beautiful Monaco.
Thank you. As a Ferrariista and all things cars are, my dad and I have always loved, and I know so many of you there, the viewers, love cars. I love everything. You know, hypercars, exotics, classic Americana, muscle cars. I have them all. I drive. I try to train and try to be a good driver and all that. But I think this is an iconic piece. And now Rolex is not the official timepiece of F1 starting this new season. It's going back to Tag. So Tag is an LVMH company, and this one, I love it. This is that Mexican blue and the orange, the classic Gulf color. I think Gulf is just really, and this piece, the squareness of it, the open back, the movement, isn't this just a great piece?
Beautiful piece.
That piece, I think, classic racing pedigree, reminds me of Paul Newman and some of the legends going Mach 2 and some of the old, cars.
This is awesome.
I just think that piece, it's a must. Very inexpensive compared to some of the crazy prices, because precious metals are really cranking the price. Gold, yellow gold, rose gold, white gold. And so stainless is really a great value.
Yeah. I'm sure you've attended Formula One.
Yes.
Do you take this or the RM? Or which one do you take?
The answer is yes.
Both. Both wrists.
You have to. Yeah. This, getting to be with Ferrari, and I actually met Richard Mille himself at one of the boutiques, in Miami in one of the races, and saw him. So classic. But I think they're both. Now that it's back to, and I love, I'm a huge Rolex fan, but this is going to be coming back strong.
Oh yeah. How do you feel about Lewis going over to Ferrari?
Well, you couldn't have a greater champion, right? And so I thought with how much he's won, maybe he might consider hanging it up. I know some of his media people through multiple friends. Incredibly gracious man and champion. And I loved Carlos too. So to me, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So I'm like, what a team. But Ferrari is so incredibly smart at branding and talent. And if they think, and Fred Vasser's, friend of all of ours, we're huge fans of the company. If they think they can get one or more 2 great seasons, in addition to making Charles be better, because I'm a huge Charles fan, what a great move. I mean, the brand, it's just, to be able, he gets to go to Mr. Enzo Ferrari's, house on Fiorano track, and to do all that stuff. It's just iconic.
It is.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Are you an F1
I saw
guy?
the picture. Yeah, it was beautiful.
That's just, I can't even tell you. So I think he's going to take the world by storm. I pray he has a great season, because to make that jump, and it's funny, Lewis Hamilton was saying how much it meant to him when he went over there. Like, I haven't felt that giddy since when I first started, racing. Because you realize the moment, Ferrari really is the greatest team in the history of Formula One and racing. It really is.
I agree. It's
and
the
it still
iconic.
is.
Yeah.
It is. And I got to race at Fiorano a couple of times. So that's the holy grail of racing. So to be able to race and bring those cars and stuff, it's a joy. So great eye.
Oh yeah. I know you're into Swiss watches. Do you ever venture into maybe Japanese watches or?
I love them.
Yeah.
I think there's so many small micro brands coming out. I have to keep remembering to study them, to remember them all. Grand Seiko and some of the others are really killing it. Their dials are super beautiful, bright, vibrant colors. That hairspring, movement gets a lot of notoriety. But Japanese are killing it. Germans kill it with
Germans
Longa.
are another level.
The precision, the fastidiousness. Longa is a great piece.
Glashütte, they're
right.
another level.
Glashütte is a totally.
Yeah.
Any Japanese brands that you like?
Grand Seiko, of course. I love, like I said, the pink Tudor chronograph. So that Shun bun with the cherry blossom dial. Pink is pink. No one else is going to be rocking pink. It takes a lot to rock pink. So that's one that's on my eyes for sure.
I agree.
What other hobbies or luxury items are allocation based, like watches?
Yeah, great question. So, boy, our cars really relationship based. What a luxury item. What a rare item. And boy, on allocation, from Ferrari to definitely Pagani's, Bugatti's, some Porsches.
Porsche GT3 RS.
Amen. GT2 RS, Weissach, GT3 RS. Wow. And some of the hypercars. And let's keep going down the list. We could go on and on, right?
Yeah.
All of them are, right?
Yeah.
And so that is a big one. Really one-off expensive jewelry pieces, certain firearms, planes, probably anybody with unlimited budget can get. Boats, probably anybody with unlimited budget.
Maybe leather bags, Birkins,
For
Kellys.
sure, Birkin bag is a very relationship-based. That company is killing it, and they should. They make such beautiful work by hand, and it goes up every year. It's like an investment account, 5 to 8%. I think the bags go up, and you're spot on. That is, you get a Birkin bag, you walk out of the store, you have something you love, and it's going to be worth more than what you paid.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. And certain luxury item, but I think watches, cars, certain jewelry things, and definitely the Birkin bags are big. And then, I'm a huge international wine collector for almost 4 decades. And so wine, It's a very tricky one, but boy, when you get it down, knowing where to find vintages with great provenance, you have to search the auctions.
I see. Which boutique for watches gives the best customer experience? You know, they have your favorite maybe drink, favorite snacks. Where is your favorite customer experience?
Sure, so let's break them down from my opinion on what I've seen. So the number one secondary watch market in the United States and custom jeweler is Happy Jewelers on Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton. They kill it. They sell 20 watches a day, 500-600 a month. Their custom jewelry, the fairness on pricing, the customization, they'll remember a piece, they'll remember you, they'll give you a hug, they'll give you a beverage. You go in the back, they have old wine now. I did make them stock up, so Danny's got it and Gabe got a good supply. You couldn't get a better experience. You got value, you've got exclusivity, you've got customization, you've got incredible attention, and they have just the team there is crazy. So that's the secondary store, and let's talk about boutiques. So in South Coast Plaza, we have some legendary stores. The Chopard boutique, that's their flagship store, incredible. The Tiffany store in South Coast, Lauren runs that, and the Tiffany flagship store on Park Avenue, 8 stories with a blue box cafe, is unbelievable. And hint, hint, they're bringing a blue box cafe also to South Coast Plaza now, and so that's why the Caviar store is going out, and they still have them in other locations.
All right.
And so that Tiffany, both flagship and the South Coast, Chopard, Longa, and South Coast, but all of them are doing good. Vacheron, Tudor, all of them are treating you really good there. So I think they have the service down because that's kind of a standard. I will tell you, probably the king and queen of boutique fun from an AD is the new FP Journe in West Hollywood remodeled salon. They doubled the size. They're right next to Selling Sunset, the real estate store where they filmed the show. And that street right there is just pure hotness, what's going on over there, right? And they have one of the best French bistros, restaurants right there. And so at FP Journe, you have the watches, you have a bar and a cool sit-down area, you have an upstairs area, and then you have a delivery area and a pool table, and then you have downstairs, you have a kitchen and a full bar and a patio. It is one of the best experiences, you know, over there. But you notice I'm not giving bad grades because they're all raising the game right now. I can't think of a bad, really, boutique, because why would you want to treat for something the market's tough? And why would you want to treat somebody other than perfect? But you did ask a specific question, so I think hopefully I answered it.
I think you did.
Yeah. And there's many good Rolex stores, but those, as you know, are not really corporate. You know, they're co-branded. Now in Newport Beach, 1916 Valerie is over there and the whole team, and they have about 10 brands. So you get, you know, Tudor and this and Zenith and this and this and this, and that's incredible too. So everybody now is, do you want regular sparkling water? Do you want some champagne? Do you want a little snack? Everybody's kind of doing that, you know? Maybe we have to take you to Journe one day.
I would love that.
We should do that.
Which would you like to pick for next?
Well, I think we'll go to, you know...
I've been eyeing that one.
You know, I don't think you can ever go wrong. AP is so hot. And they have so many models that are worth so much more on the secondary market still. Their marketing is genius, their collectivity is genius, and this is a smaller 36, I believe, you know, but it looks decent on me. And this, of course, I love because it's the Tiffany Blue, Royal Oak, stainless with factory diamond dial, and that blue electric, you know, date Royal Oak. I think looks great. What do you think about this piece?
It's exceptional. And 36 is an awesome size in my opinion because it's a vintage size for men, but it's still an appropriate size for women, so it's very versatile in that aspect. Obviously, I like a smaller watch. This is something I would wear.
Totally, right? And my wife steals it, and when she sees it on my wrist, she goes, "Can I wear it?" Sure. So great piece, bought it secondary market, got a great value thanks to Danny and Gabe, and I love it. And then my friend, dear friend and business partner, bought it. And it's, you know, I'm always like a cheerleader for everybody else. I don't have, you know, jealousy. I have joy when you want people to do better than you and enjoy their experience. That's why I share everything with people. day one. I try to just help people, and then I hope someday, if I need something, it's that network. But that's the only watch I was like whimpering when my friend, but I go, oh, it's really pretty, Dan. And then I realized, and then I was like, I don't want to say anything because I want it. And then one day he goes, hey, I'm going to sell it. I go, oh my God, thank you. I'm buying it. I snatched it off his wrist.
Yeah. Is there a personal friend that you kind of, friendly compete with?
I won't compete. I don't do it. I think it's petty. It's jealousy. I just tell everybody, I assume I'm the dumbest, oldest, and poorest guy in the room, and I want to be a good friend, a good partner, a good family person, and you need to buck people up. I'm full-blooded Greek. My wife's full-blooded Greek. Not everybody in our culture, they get a little competitive, and I tell people I just don't think it's cool. I think you need to be loving, and I think you should give, and you should compliment other people. I was with a guy yesterday, well-known watch collector, and he had a brand new Zenith on, and we have the same Valerie from the boutique that's sales, and I didn't want to say anything, but I had this on. So I was so happy he got that, and then I just kept it under my cuff, because I'm like, hey, I'm about your thing, and then me about my thing. And then 2 hours later, I get a call, and he's like, I went to go get my watch size. You had the rainbow on that just came out? And he goes, you didn't show me? And I was like, I'm sorry. I just wanted to enjoy what you had. But true story, it just happened yesterday.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. That says a lot about you. That's great. There you go, sir.
I try. Thanks, bro. Sir, my dad's not here, bro. It's Pete. Pete Maverick Mitchell. But your politeness, the world is more polite, respect. The world's going to do better. So that's a good trait you have. Thank you. Don't lose it. I always say sir and ma'am to people, and law enforcement and military teach you that. Yeah. I think we have 2 left.
Yes. In terms of politeness, like you said, when it's time for gift giving, Christmas, birthday, what are some of the watches, the most notable watches you've gifted, maybe friends, family? What are some special ones you've gifted? So, one of my family members is going to get a Rolex out of me soon because they've been nagging me, so that's going to be one because there's a special connection with our goddaughter. I gave my business partners in a company for 2 Christmases. First, I couldn't afford unlimited, but I gave some really nice, I believe our first ones were Breitlings in there, so I gave some really nice, they were blown away. And then because thank goodness we did better, thanks to a lot of their talent and genius, I gave everybody Rolexes the previous Christmas. And so that was kind of cool awesome. To watch their face, getting a real everybody. And there's a lot of partners. So I was like, well, looks like nothing for me this Christmas, right? So that means a lot to me, and helping people buy something. I see. Let's start with this one right here.
So this is my favorite piece. This is my dad's piece, and old thin Longines. Wow. And factory diamond dial. Danny and Gabe refinished it, so it became beautiful on a gentleman's alligator strap. They reshot the face, cleaned it up, and this is just the funnest. This is the thing I always remember him by. And I love this piece so much that I kind of don't wear it as much as I should because I like looking at it. But isn't it fun how classic the old thin pieces are? Nothing is thinner than that.
Manual wind is very charming.
Manual wind is charming, and you hear that, because I know you like that precision, right?
Yes.
Right, and this reminds me of a thin Patek Philippe or a Journe.
Your father, if he were around and saw your collection, what would be the first word he would say?
I don't know. He'd freak out. He had one watch. He'd probably go, what the hell are you doing? But he liked his cars. So, don't feel sorry. He was a Rolls-Royce, Mercedes, Duesenberg, Cadillac, a classic Americana. Him and his brothers, total cars guys. And my dad loved if he had a little bougie item on, so I'm sure I got the diamond thing from him. And he always wore nice suits, and he loves his Hershey's chocolate.
Okay.
He's been gone a long time, but he loved those kind of stuff. But he loved that watch.
This is amazing that you still have this.
Oh, yeah. And we cleaned it up. And I always show this when we do a presentation. Yeah. So I know it's going to get more famous than anything else we have, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You're right. And so I think we're saving one of the greatest brands. I think, nothing can touch Journe in terms of that exclusivity and rarity. But let me tell you the piece that has always captivated my heart, and it's right there with it, and that's the Patek Philippe. And Patek Philippe, had 3 salons or stores that were inside Tiffany stores because they go back, both companies, to very old days together. They've since eliminated 2. So there's only one Patek Philippe watch store in a Tiffany store, and that's the Park Avenue flagship store, 6th or 8th floor, and Matt runs that boutique over there for Patek. And this is a 5961 factory baguette blue with baguette dial, baguette, look at the dial, and Tiffany co-stamp, and with the baguette.
Class.
and I have the matching cufflinks.
Oh,
too.
of course.
And of course they can't just be like beautiful D-color. They have to be flawless gems. So the price is like triple, but you're so excited to get them. So I was so honored to get this. And I traded it for, I had another 5961, so I was able to take some, and I bought secondary market. I was happy to be able to get some.
The heft on it is just very
crazy,
satisfying.
right? You'll see a lot of A-list celebs, Wahlberg and Jay-Z and others courtside will wear that piece. And I love the rose gold I had, but I flipped it when Danny had sold it to me and got a great price on it. And then to be able to have this one, that's a great piece. And I love my Pateks, but they are limited, pricey, and it takes a while to establish that relationship. But
a Tiffany and Co stamp.
Isn't it great?
Didn't think I'd ever see one anytime soon.
Oh, you haven't seen one?
No.
I'm super honored. That makes me super happy. I've been trying to collect
any of these
them.
pieces, honestly. The first time for me, and I really appreciate you showing me this.
No, of course. Are you kidding? Have you seen a 5961 before?
No.
Yeah, and so I love it. Really nice movement. I think the annual calendar on that and the day-date indicator, I think it's a really great piece, don't you, with the chrono on there?
Oh, yeah.
I think it really gives, it's just a classic touch, and it's not ultimate highly complicated, but it's very complicated. But that jewelry, that gem set, Rolex, I think, does the best gem set. And right there, Patek Philippe does an amazing gem set, and Chopard. Chopard does amazing. You saw my rainbow that you mentioned before. And so, but this, I was like, which Patek am I bringing out of the bank? So you have to pick one. And I said, I'm going to show this one.
Now, there's an indicator on here that says negative or plus. What is that for?
Battery. Power reserve.
Power reserve, okay.
Sorry.
You got to wind it.
So you got to wind it.
Yeah.
I didn't give it some juice this morning.
That's awesome.
When I went down there. But I thought that might be really cool for the viewers, and we can talk Patek, and we can talk Journe, and we can talk Rolex, and we can geek out, all day on this stuff. But I really think they have some amazing movements. We're in a secret back cave. I can't tell you where we're at, but it's a lovely spot for one of the only private cigar lounges around. So that'd be a cool vibe in here to share with your viewers. The beautiful red velvets, a cool place for lighting, right?
Yeah.
You can actually still have a cigar once in a while because that's one of the things we will cover besides wines. So I think this is kind of a cool place to shoot, don't you?
I love this atmosphere.
Right.
Watches and Wonders, any guesses or predictions as to what's going to be unveiling?
Yeah, I mean, we saw some stuff. First of all, Tudor came out with the blue flamingo and it has our hearts, so we're like, oh my God. And then Zenith came out, and I can't believe, I still can't believe it. I'm finally, little old me gets one, before anybody else or first, and that's cool. And then Patek Philippe already came out with the Cubit series, and they already came out with 3 new watches, so that's Cubitus, that's cool. I am sure Rolex is going to stun us with 1 or 2 of 8 or 10 new, and we already saw a few Rolex and or Pateks taken off the website. So Patek already took a few off.
They're cooking something up.
Oh, for sure. For sure they're all going to do it. It's funny, all of us consumers want more stainless, more affordable, and less precious metals. But I know the manufacturers are going the opposite direction and using more precious metals and less stainless, because and the price increases keep going up. I'm sure we're going to see some really cool use of metals and dials. I'm sure Tourbillon's not going to be less hot, but I will tell you, I think sonnets, sound, I think minute repeaters, and I think Grand and Petite Sonneries are coming back even stronger. So I'm going to expect 3 of the big brands to do another release on not just a minute repeater and a Grand and Petite Sonnerie. Grand and Petite Sonnerie is crazy. Patek has an incredible one, and so did Journe in an old movement, discontinued. But combining the two, is crazy. So you're in a meeting, you know, it dings, and then you could push on demand and it does the full time by Audible.
I'm very excited for you. That's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you're going to cover it. You do some videos, social media, anything?
I promise. It's funny because we can't have any of you unless I get to see some of you there. So I'm going to do my basic stuff. It won't be like your professional quality, but I'm definitely going to do it, and then we'll put together some stuff.
That's awesome.
Right?
And you can follow him on Instagram, YouTube. I'll link him down in the description below. Mr. Pete Mitchell, thank you so much for having us here, taking the time to show you your collection and sharing with our viewers what we're so passionate about.
Minute Mark, it's my pleasure. Thanks to you and Allie, and y'all, thank you for liking and subscribing, both of us, and be extra safe and have fun and let us know if we can help.
We'll see you guys in the next video.